Hey, what's up and welcome to Carl93's review of Sentinel's LANCELOT Berserker. This version of Lancelot is originally from Fate Zero. He was summoned by Kari Yamato as the Berserker class servant in the Fourth Holy Grail War. Berserker Lancelot is also a summonable 4-star in the popular gacha game Fate Grand Order. This figure is from Sentinel, a company more prominently known for their premium mecha figures, but they aren't strangers when it comes to Fate, as they've produced a few figures in the past as part of their 4-inch Nell line, which seems to be high-quality figures, but as the name suggests, they're undersized compared to the standard 6-inch or 1/12 scale that most action figure lines follow. Thankfully, Lancelot actually sizes well with his Figma Fate figure mates. Out of box, this is what's included: the base figure itself, 4 extra hands, the helmet plume, 6 fully posable tassels, a pole that he uses during his first ascension, which is a reference to the actual pole that he picked up to attack Saber in the early parts of Fate Zero, and finally, he also comes with his sword Erendite, which is a contrast from how it looks when he's not a berserker. First look, and Lancelot's Dark Knight motif comes across in figure form. The helmet is a definite highlight. It's a pretty straightforward design. The slit in the middle reveals his blood red vision, and the exaggerated plume adds more visual oomph to his already menacing facade. The armor's spikes and sharp edges, along with a deep violet color scheme, give Lancelot an intimidating silhouette, and once we attach the included tassels, this guy could very well be part of Sauron's elites, or even be a secret Dark Souls boss. Movable at the base of the neck, the head can't look up very far, but no problem looking down and looking sideways. The helmet plume is movable. The shoulders are movable and they easily get out of the way of arm articulation. There's barely any in and out motion, fully rotating arms, double jointed elbows, movable wrist, and the hands can rotate. The top half of the figure is connected above the abs, which can make the figure arch and crunch no problem. The skirt armor is made of soft plastic, but they do get in the way of leg articulation, mostly in moving the leg backwards, but it's barely any trouble moving forward, swiveling upper leg, double jointed knees, pivoting foot, and some toe movement. I've mentioned previously that Lancelot actually sizes well with other Fate figures. Here he is next to Figma Saber 2.0, next to Figma Gilgamesh, next to Figma Mordred, and of course, for those in the know, here he is next to Figma Shielder. So in conclusion, Lancelot is a very good figure, but there are some tolerances that holds it back from being great. To start off, the helmet plume. It looks cheap. I'm not saying it's cheap, it just looks that way. It's molded in this light purple plastic with a bit of black at the end, and it came out a bit too sloppy, not to mention that it's actually the wrong color. Another issue I came across is the right arm detached a bit too easily when I was filming Articulation. I don't have any problems with figures that have detachable limbs, but when they're too easily removable, then that's a different story. Hopefully it's not a widespread issue, because to be fair, it's only the right arm that's a bit loose. And speaking of loose, let's talk about the tassels. They could have locked in place a bit better. It was a bit of a struggle to maneuver them around individually, and they do tend to droop down, which makes it a little bit of a challenge. Especially when shooting some poses, they actually feel like the same quality as twist ties. Maybe it would have been better if they were wired instead. As for the price, yeah, there's no ways around it, Lancelot is overpriced. I'm okay with spending that amount of dough, but I'm used to buying something with a bit more diecast when paying that much. And no, Lancelot does not have diecast, he's actually on the lighter side. The price would have been a bit easier to take if he came with a bit more accessories. He definitely should have come with a stand, and maybe even the Gatling gun that he uses from his Noble Phantasm. That would have been cool. But Lancelot may be overpriced, but I don't regret buying the figure. He looks great, he's practically a real-life representation of his animation model / FGO sprite. The paint is durable, which makes it less prone to paint chipping. He poses really well and articulates good. Yes, you still have to fight a bit with the tassels, but they do add such a presence to him when they cooperate. And like I've shown in the size comparisons, Lancelot works well with other Fate figures. Sure, you can nitpick that he's not exactly to scale, but he is size appropriate. Sentinel is notorious for their delays. My next review is another Sentinel product that was supposed to release in January, but got delayed to April, and last minute got delayed again to May. So for people who are planning to pre-order Sentinel products, consider it a precaution. After all, the delays can definitely be maddening, and the last thing we need is for people going berserk.